why the dollar is worth less every year. And it is not an accident. In 1913, the United States government created the Federal Reserve. It was presented to the public as a solution to financial panics, a way to stabilize the economy, a safety net. What it actually created was a system where the value of your money could be adjusted by a small group of unelected officials indefinitely. Here's what the Federal Reserve actually does. The Fed, as it is commonly called, controls the money supply in the United States. It sets interest rates. It decides how much money gets created. And it has an official inflation target of 2% per year. That means the Fed is not trying to prevent your money from losing value. It is actively managing how fast it loses value. 2% per year is the goal, not 0. 2. At 2% annual inflation, the purchasing power of your money halves roughly every 35 years. That is not a side effect. That is the policy. Now, why would anyone design a system that deliberately erodes the value of money? The answer is debt. The United States government carries over $30 trillion in national debt. When inflation runs at 2% or higher, the real value of that debt shrinks over time. The government borrowed dollars that were worth more than the dollars it will eventually pay back. Inflation is, in practical terms, a debt repayment strategy. And the cost of that strategy is passed directly to anyone holding dollars. Here's the part most people miss. When the Federal Reserve creates new money, it does not print cash and hand it out. It creates digital reserves and uses them to purchase government bonds. This pumps money into the financial system through banks and large institutions first. Those institutions get access to the new money before prices have adjusted. By the time that money reaches ordinary people through wages, loans, and spending, prices have already moved. Early access to new money is enormously valuable, and ordinary workers are last in line. This is called the Cantillon Effect, named after an 18th century economist who noticed that whoever receives new money first benefits the most. Banks and asset holders are at the front. Salaried workers are at the back. The result is a system where asset prices, stocks, real estate, and private equity tend to rise faster than wages over time. People who own things get wealthier. People who earn salaries and save in cash slowly fall behind. Not because they made bad decisions, because the system was structured that way before they were born. The Federal Reserve is not a government department. It is a privately owned institution with government authority. Its board members are not elected. Its decisions are not subject to public vote. It operates with a mandate from Congress but answers to no individual citizen. Whether that is good governance or a fundamental conflict of interest is a question worth sitting with. What is not a question is the math. Since the Federal Reserve was established in 1913, the US dollar has lost over 96% of its purchasing power. That is not mismanagement. That is a system working exactly as intended. The dollar is worth less every year on purpose. Now you know whose purpose it serves.